Hi, and welcome to BizTalk. Today, we're going to talk about the importance of professional networking, starting your career or in the midst of your career. Does anybody here know what I mean by the words professional networking? What is a professional network? It means you making contact with as many other people as you can in order to grow your advantage in the profession that you're trying to build. For example, if you are a makeup artist, you should try to grow your contacts with all the possible people that could actually bring business to a makeup artist. People that arrange weddings, party arrangers, advertising agencies, the rich and famous, casting agencies, anybody who could use a makeup artist. You don't wait for them to come knocking on your door. You have to go and try to knock on their door and make them know who you are through professional networking. Does everybody understand what I mean by professional networking? Yes or no? Good, excellent, excellent. Where are our regular students? All right, good, excellent. Okay, so let's go and look at what is professional networking and how do people become multi-million dollar millionaires through professional networking. Professional networking is the secret of every millionaire. And let's talk about it. Okay, let me share my screen. Today, we're talking about the importance of building a professional network. Yes, the importance of building a professional network. Steve Jobs once said, technology is nothing. What's important is that you have a faith in the people, that they basically good and smart. And if you give them tools, they'll do wonderful things with them. And Steve Jobs was true. He was true to his words. And he said, if I provide people with technology, okay, technology cannot be used alone. Technology needs people to drive it. And once people learn how to use technology, they will bring back wonderful results, because technology allows people to contact people that they may never otherwise be able to contact, thanks to technology. Can anybody here give me an example of how technology has connected you with others? Social media, Facebook. You probably met your boyfriends or girlfriends there. You probably met your first wife, second wife, or third wife or husband there, all through social media. My good friend, my co-host, and my boss here today is smiling. I'm sure, Mr. Amala, you did not meet your beautiful wife through social media, did you? I'm sure your mother will be very angry if you said that. All right. Okay. All right. For me, it's different. I met my wife the first time through MIRC, which was a social media platform that IBM used to install on IBM ThinkPads nearly 35 or 38 years ago. I got promoted and I got my first IBM ThinkPad, which was a 2.5 kilo brick. And I had to go home and set it up. And when you started the IBM ThinkPad under the IBM banner, the first screen you got was MIRC, which was a chat group similar to WhatsApp and Facebook, which was promoted to IBM users. And the first day I got home with my brand new car and laptop after I got promoted to junior vice president, guess what? I didn't do any work for my presentation at 9 o'clock the next morning. I spent 3 hours chatting with the girl who became my wife 11 months later. I met her through social networking. So social networking technology can not only make you rich, it can be the key to your future. It was for me. I've been married now for 33 years, 10, 20, 33 years. Mr. Amala has only been married for 1 or 2 years, so he's got a long way to catch up with me. God bless you, Amala, you will. Okay, all right. So everybody, Technology is the key, but without humans to control or drive technology, the technology is obsolete because there's no one to drive it. So Steve Jobs was right. Professional networking is a very easy term to interpret. It's creating and maintaining relationships with others who can help you further your career, or for me, further my romance and life by becoming a married man and having a beautiful daughter, thanks to MIRC, all right? And it can also promote your personal brand, whether it's your job, your career, or your future business. Many networking tools, including apps and websites, can help you build successful relationships. Look at Amazon. Look at all the online businesses. Where do they start? They start by going to social media sites like Facebook, Instagram, and they start promoting their business there. They then built a platform called Amazon. And over the years, Amazon has got millions of people in its database that it now no longer needs to advertise through Facebook. It advertises through Amazon's own platform, and it sends messages direct to its customers who download their app. So again, they're using technology to get a gathering of customer network, customer-based network. But for you, you're actually wanting to build a professional network that will help you get promoted, get a job, or get customers. They're both networks, and they both need technology, and the technology needs human element to make it happen. A professional network can be an excellent source of new perspectives and ideas to help you in your role. Exchanging information, whether it's in cyberspace, whether it's through experiences like mine, meeting my wife in Merck, all right, can be a key benefit because you can learn new ideas from your social network. Your social network might even give you ideas, Upendra, about how you could rebrand your company, or could even give you a key to actually link up with somebody else and have access to their database to improve your business and its productivity and profitability, Bikram. Okay, so social networking does not only allow you to grow your personal brand, it allows you to grow your personal image as a professional. It allows you to make contacts with people who could open doors for you and offer you powerful jobs. Okay? New insights that you may never have thought of. All right? Does everybody understand what I mean by that, guys? Wave to me. Come on, Upendra, wave. Don't put your hand on your head like you're going to sleep, Upendra. Okay, good stuff. Wave to me, Bikram. I want to see a big muscle wave from you. Good stuff. Excellent. Let's go on. Okay, what are the core elements that drive you to be a professional in networking? What are they? Number one, competence. You know how to network, you know how to use technology. Number two is knowledge. You have to have enough knowledge in the area that you want to social network with. Number three, your conscientiousness, your attitude, and your commitment towards building a network and knowing people. It will require you to learn and maintain a level of integrity so you do not lose trust from people in your network. It requires you to be able to show respect to the people that you associate with you at your level of professional industry or the industry that you want to social network with. And of course, there's a big one, emotional intelligence. A lot of people fail when they use social media. Let's look at Donald Trump. Does everybody know the trumpet? Donald Trump, former US president, right? He tried to use LinkedIn and Twitter, okay, to promote his electoral campaign and make him president. But due to his poor level of emotional intelligence or his Donald Duck mentality, some of the words he used triggered the wrong reaction, and social media went from being an asset to a liability until a point where he was banned from using Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Now I believe he has an account again, but he's no longer president. So emotional intelligence controlled the outcome for him. So without the right level of emotional intelligence, can you maintain a professional network? Very unlikely. You need to have what we call appropriateness. You need to be able to make sure that you're touching the right people through the right form of social media. And the most important of all is confidence. Amal, are you here, Amal? Let's talk to some of our students before we continue the presentation. Is Amal here? Where's Amal? Is she here today? Or she's late again? Are you there, Amal? No, she's not here today. She's missed another class. Okay, let's talk to someone else. Who can tell me, does everybody know what I mean by emotional intelligence and confidence? Who can be the first one to explain to me, what do I mean by confidence? Who wants to be the first? Come on, let's not be lazy. Let's go. Iris, Bridget, what is confidence? Iris, can you open your microphone, Iris? Go ahead, Iris. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Iris. Tell me, what do I mean by a level of confidence?
Okay, I think it's level, but you said before emotional confidence. So in emotional intelligence is when someone is empathic, yeah, when someone understands the other people. So this is also emotional intelligence then, right?
Fantastic.
The whole question, I mean.
Great.
So
excellent.
you must feel into the others, you must know, and you must predict the outcome, and you must be like a politician. You want to be diplomatic.
Great, excellent. You're on the right track. Thank you very much, Iris. Very good. Good, excellent. Let's go to someone else. Let's talk to Bikram. Bikram, what can you add to what do I mean by confidence, Bikram? Go ahead, Bikram.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. Tell me, what do I mean by confidence? What do I mean by appropriateness?
So in my opinion, confidence means something you believe in yourself, like what information you have. And yeah, that is what I mean, sir. Confidence means when you believe in yourself and you feel it like it's right. So I think that is the confidence.
Good, excellent. You're on the right track, Bikram. Thank you. Let's talk to someone else. Let's talk to the next person. Put their hand up. Amy Kusai. Hello, Amy. Unmute your microphone, Amy. Go ahead, Amy.
Okay, hello, sir.
Yeah,
good
go
afternoon.
ahead.
For me, yes, he's right. The gentleman first one is according the way you feel. Like if you have enough confidence, if you have enough courage to express your, like if in feelings, like you have enough courage to express yourself or express what you feel. Regarding the emotional thing, is like how you handle your emotion. We tackled before regarding the emotional. So how you handle your emotion through a business, and then set aside your emotion. Like if you are in a one group and you become so emotional, you cannot think positively. You're going to think badly. So you need to know how to separate your emotion and then your business.
Very
This is
good. You
what we
made a
tackled
very
today. This is
important
what I
point of view. Very good. You need to be able to separate emotion from fact. You need to create a professional network based on fact, not based on emotions, because emotions will not get you the business or the productivity you require. Emotions might get you to fall in love and marry someone, but will they get you to be a millionaire? Very unlikely. Thank you, Amy. I'll talk to you again. Thank you, ma'am. All right, let's go to the next person with their hand up. Shakil Abdurrahman. Hi, Shakil. Hi, what would you like to add today? Are you there, Shakil? Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, of course I can. Go ahead.
I think the emotional intelligence is how good you are having command over your emotions. Like when you're building the network, do not expect too much. And if you have a setback, you have a perseverance. And this is basically the emotional, having command over your emotions. And the confidence is believe in yourself that you can do something, which obviously stem out how knowledgeable you are.
Good. Excellent. Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Shakil. I'll talk to you again. Okay, let's talk to the next person in the queue, Maravik Bonete. Hi, Maravik. How are you today? Go ahead.
Hi, Coach.
Hi.
Good evening, everyone.
Hi, Maravik. Welcome.
Actually, for me, confidence and emotion intelligence is always a partner. You will be more success in business if you have confidence and emotional intelligence. It's always a partner. It's always a part. If you don't have this, please don't enter the business.
Ingredient.
Like for me, I always, one of the important facts to build your business.
If you don't have confidence, then you're not emotionally intelligent. So you need it to build emotional intelligence. And if you have emotional intelligence and you don't have confidence, then you're not successful at emotional intelligence.
You're not yet prepared.
That's right. You feel insecure and you're not confident, and that will affect your emotional intelligence. Thank you very much, Maravik. Very good answer. You're welcome. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, emotional intelligence is a key ingredient. I don't know if some of you have heard me before talk about chocolate cake. A chocolate cake without chocolate is like not having a chocolate cake because it can never be chocolate. Mr. Amala, this student keeps disappearing and they're never in front of their camera. I think her name is Rachel Macropanelak. Can you please send her a message? Unless she sits in front of the camera, there will be no attendance certificate. Thank you. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, the idea of BizTalk is for you to learn. If you switch on your camera and disappear and I see a white wall, you will not be getting any certificate. And that goes for Maria Lourdes, Gladys Pelayo, and Rachel Macapinlak. If you don't appear on the camera and I see your face throughout the BizTalk, you will get no certificate. And that is the way it is, because BizTalk is for you to learn, not just for you to switch on your camera and get a piece of paper by email. All right. Okay, let's go on. So professional networking has helped companies all over the world. Companies all over the world actually rely on professional networking, no matter what sort of companies they are, whether they are online technology companies, whether they are companies that sell goods and services, they all rely on professional networking. Sales executives in big companies all over the world rely on professional networking in order to build a bank of customers for them to make sure they have a constant pipeline of sales and be able to draw commissions and meet their KPIs. I've got one more hand that went up. Let me answer it. Dan Badur. Hi, good afternoon, Dan. Go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, how can I help you? Go ahead.
Long time back. Again, I'm joining in the BizTalk.
Excellent. It's good. I hope you'll be here every week from now on. And I hope you'll also join us on Monday nights for our motivation session. It's a very exciting new concept and it's only 1 hour. And it's basically a very informal discussion to motivate you. So I hope you join us there as well. But go ahead. Dan, what do you think? How important do you think professional networking is to your success?
Professional network, it will help to interlink the with the friends or with the for example, like to promote the business, to need a professional interlink.
Okay, good. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. I look forward to talking to you again. Thanks, Dan. Have a great day. Thank you. Good to see you again. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, all right. So what we've said here is we all agree that confidence is very important in order to drive a social network. If you lack confidence, you wouldn't even be able to go on Facebook and show your picture, right? People that lack confidence are too embarrassed to even put their picture on Facebook because they feel insecure about themselves. Okay. I remember about 2 years ago, I was lecturing and a student kept coming to me through Facebook, never showed me her picture. And I discovered 6 months later that that student used to be in my lecture room every day, sitting in the second row. But when she went on Facebook, she never used her correct name or her picture because she said she lacked confidence and she was too embarrassed to talk to her professor on social media. So people do lack confidence. People do feel insecure, and that does affect their ability to move forward in their professional life. Now, let's go and look at all the ingredients or the elements required in order for you to be able to have a professional network. So the first one we said, guys, was competence. Let's talk about competence. Competence is made of knowledge, skills, and attitudes. All right? Knowledge is knowing. Skills is knowing how. And attitude is knowing how to be amongst other people who have similar or better knowledge in that area of competence. Do we all understand what I mean by that? Let's talk, Maravik. Let's talk, Shakil. If you want to join a network, a professional network of engineers, you have to understand what engineering is about. You have to know that engineers are either electrical, civil, or mechanical engineers. You have to know how. If you want to mix with electrical engineers, you have to know what is different between an electrical engineer and a civil engineer, right? And you have to have the right attitude of an engineer. Engineers don't assume. Everything is a scientific calculation. They have formulas for everything. So if you don't have the right know-how, okay, you don't have the right knowing how to be an engineer or behave as an engineer, all this would reflect on your level of competences or competence. Do you understand that, everyone? Yes or no? Yes or no? Wave your hands, everyone. Good, excellent. Let me give you an example. If you go to a restaurant in Italy, there is one person called the busboy. The busboy is not allowed to take orders. He's not allowed to serve guests. All he does is clears the dirty plates, puts a new tablecloth on the table, prepares the table, but never talks to guests. He's a busboy. Why? Because he doesn't have the knowledge, the skill, and the attitude yet to be able to serve customers in a 5-star high-end Italian restaurant. Because if you want to be a waiter and serve food, you must be able to understand the ingredients, what is silver service, how that food is eaten, where that food's origin is, and what makes it so good. So for a busboy who is learning how to become a waiter, he will do cleaning tables, washing dishes, collecting plates, resetting tables for probably 2 years to earn the level of competence to become a waiter in places like Italy, Turkey, all the very high-end European countries, Greece, Athens, okay? Because in those countries, even in France, a waiter is considered a very honorable profession. They're very highly paid. Okay, so competence becomes a core ingredient of going from a busboy, dishwasher, busboy, to assistant waiter, to become waiter, and then senior waiter, maitre d', captain, assistant manager, restaurant manager. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Do you all understand what I mean by competence? Excellent. Now let's go back and look at the next one. The next one is knowledge. Okay, knowledge, again, knowledge is part of know-how, right? If you know, you have knowledge. If you know how, you have knowledge. Do you understand that, guys? Yes or no? All right. For example, everybody could claim they know how to make a chocolate cake. Maravik could say, I can make a chocolate cake, coach. But Maravik will go and buy a packet of chocolate mix, okay, from the supermarket, put the chocolate mix in the bowl, read the back of the box, 1 cup of milk, 1 egg, mix it together, put it in a tray, put it in the oven. But does Maravik have the knowledge on how to make a chocolate cake? No. Maravik simply bought a packet of chocolate cake powder from the supermarket. She has no idea what's inside that packet. She followed the instructions and put it in the oven. She has no knowledge of chocolate cake. So knowledge is not what we call assumed knowledge or knowledge that you get from the back of a cake mix packet. Knowledge is the bare essential knowledge that you need to create the goods or service that she is creating through something that somebody else created in a box. Do you understand that, everyone? Knowledge, all right? Let me take you back to when you were a baby. When you were a baby, you used to roll on the floor. Then you learned how to crawl. After you learned how to crawl, you learned how to stand up, fall down, stand up. After you mastered standing up, you started walking slowly, holding onto the table and chair. I'm sure, Maravik, when you were a baby girl, you did that. I'm sure, Shakil, when you were a baby boy, you did that. Ask your mother, she'll remind you. And after you started walking slowly, you started running. And then you started running faster. And suddenly you're a teenager. You had a girlfriend or a boyfriend. Every step of the way, you got knowledge, right? And now, based on all that knowledge, you've made decisions in your life. Does everybody understand that, ladies and gentlemen? Knowledge, okay? Everybody wave your hands to me. Knowledge. Okay, let's go on. Okay, the next one after knowledge, ladies and gentlemen, the next one that we're going to talk about is what we call conscientiousness. Being able to be conscientious. Okay, so in order to be able to be conscientious, in order for you to practice that, what do you need to have? You need to have cautiousness. You need to be self-disciplined. You need to have a commitment to dutifulness to do what you promise. You need to have commitment to being an orderly person to follow through and not rush. And you need to be able to show a high level of self-efficacy. So if you show self-efficacy at a high level and you don't only strive to achieve at a lower level, then you seem, or you would basically be saying to people, I have knowledge. I am conscientious about my knowledge. Okay. And I also have what we have as in academic terms, a sense of integrity. Let me explain that. Integrity you need to have, but you cannot have integrity in your own professional field unless you have conscientiousness and unless you have knowledge. Knowledge gives you the confidence to be conscientious. When you're conscientious and you're able to deliver, that's when you basically have what's taken to the next step. Does everybody understand what I'm saying? Yes or no? Okay, so let's remember again. In order to be conscientious, in order to be somebody that works with integrity, okay, you need to have not only knowledge, not only skills, not only the attitude, you also need to have a sense of cautiousness. You have to be self-disciplined. You have to have a sense of dutifulness, that you take your work seriously in that profession. You need to be able to do the job with a sense of orderliness so you don't make mistakes which could cost you a reputation. And you have to have a high level of self-efficacy. Self-efficacy is where you know what you're doing and do it with a level of confidence. However, if you're always having to strive to achieve the minimum standard and your level of achievement is lower, then you will never have a high level of self-efficacy, and you can never be able to maintain a successful professional network. Because once your colleagues in that profession see that you don't have enough self-efficacy, they relate it back to your level of knowledge and your understanding of that profession, and you would fail. The next one that we spoke about is respect. Remember, in any professional network, for people to accept you, you must earn their respect. To earn respect, we need to listen to what others say. We need to be kind and positive towards others and their environment. So if you are an engineer, don't always think you're better than all the other engineers. You have to show respect and a positive attitude towards their way of being engineers, and you need to learn and share your experiences with them. In order for them to respect you, you have to earn their respect. You need to be taking care of your own and others as well. So you take care of your own intellectual property, and you also respect other people's intellectual property. And you should always understand that it's okay for you to have a different opinion on something, even though you're still an engineer like all the other engineers. Some things are subjective, and it's okay to see it from a different perspective, as long as you still respect each other and show professional courtesy to one another. So what we've done now, ladies and gentlemen, we've spoken about competence, we've spoken about knowledge, we've spoken about conscientiousness, and we've spoken about integrity and respect. All of these actually come down to one bucket, and that's what we call emotional intelligence. But let me just remind you, before I talk about emotional intelligence, when we don't respect someone, it means that we don't understand the strategy. We don't want to be part of teamwork. We are intrinsic rather than extrinsic. What do we mean intrinsic? It means we don't like to motivate others. We just like to be motivated ourselves. If you practice extrinsic motivation, it means that you're keen to learn from others and motivate others. And therefore, you have a better chance of being successful in a professional network. Remember, respect is only given when you earn it. Earn it. And respect is most commonly achieved through teamwork, through listening, through extrinsic motivation, through ideas, and through a dutifulness in execution of those ideas. Does everybody understand what I mean so far? Who can tell me, what does dutifulness mean to you? Who can tell me? If I say you have to be dutiful, what do I mean by that? You have to take your job or your profession seriously. Does everybody understand that, ladies and gentlemen? Take your profession or your job seriously. Can you imagine if you were flying on a Boeing 747 and the captain of the Boeing 747 simply flied the aircraft, and while he was flying, he was playing with his phone and playing with Facebook, and he made a mistake, and eventually everybody had to put on their life jacket till they recuperated from that mistake? All right. Is he dutiful? He's not. He's not. Would his colleagues, other airline pilots, want him to be in the same social professional network? No, absolutely not, because he would give them a bad reputation, because passengers nearly died under his lack of dutifulness. Do you understand that, everyone? Yes or no? Okay, good. Excellent. Sonu, could you please switch on your camera, Sonu? If you don't switch on your camera, you will not get a certificate, Sonu. Thank you. All right. So everyone, does everybody understand now what I mean by dutifulness, by integrity, and by respect? Can anybody else give me an example of why integrity is important in a professional network? Who can tell me? Why is integrity important? Who wants to tell me? Juan Loyola, could you tell me why integrity is important? Go ahead, Juan. Can you open your microphone for me, please? Why is integrity important, Juan? Go ahead. Are you there, Juan? Would you like to open your microphone? I can't hear you, sir. You're muted. You have to unmute your microphone. Okay, I'll come back to you. Amal Arif, welcome to tonight's BizTalk. Amal, tell me, what do I mean by integrity in being a professional networker? What does integrity mean? Can you tell me, Amal? Go ahead. You have to unmute your microphone, Amal. Your microphone is closed. Your microphone is muted. Are you there? Your microphone is muted, ma'am. You have to unmute your microphone, Amal. Hi, go ahead, Amal. What do I mean by integrity? I can't hear you, ma'am. Can you put up your microphone? I can't hear you. There's a problem with your microphone today, ma'am. Go ahead. Are you there? Okay, Amal, I'll come back to you. Maybe you can fix your microphone. Are you there, ma'am? Okay, my co-host, could you have Amal get her microphone working, please? Let's talk to someone else. Who else can answer my question? Rosalind, can you tell me, what does integrity mean to you? Rosalind Rama. Hi, Rosalind. Can you unmute your microphone, Rosalind? Are you there, Rosalind? Can everybody hear me? Could you wave your hands if you can hear me? Rosalind Rama, do you want to open your microphone and talk to me? Go ahead, Rosalind. What does integrity mean to you? Hi.
Hello, sir. Hello,
Hi,
sir.
how are
Did
you?
hear me?
What
I'm
does-
good, sir. Nice to see you.
Tell me, what does integrity mean to you?
For me, integrity in business, you must be enhance your reputation, which can help attract your customers, and the employee must loyalty, and that's
Great, excellent. So why is integrity important? Does integrity serve as an element for people to respect you? Is that correct?
yes.
Thank you very much. I'll talk to you again soon. Thank you.
Sir.
You're welcome. Okay, let's go back. More people have put their hands up. Let's start. Amal, have you fixed your microphone? Okay, you fix your microphone first. Okay, let's go. Let's talk to Rosemary. Hi, Rosemary. Unmute your microphone, Rosemary.
Hi.
Hi, tell me, what
Good
does...
afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am. You have a beautiful smile today. It's so good to see you again.
Yeah, I'm so excited too. It's been a first time to be in this really like a BizTalk. Every time, but I cannot open my mic. And then now there's my employer's not here, so I'm so proud of like I can attend now. So
but listen, you must join me every Saturday.
I always join.
The first Saturday, second Saturday, and third Saturday, BizTalk, Leadership BizTalk. And now you have to make one more promise, Rosemary. You have to join me every Monday night at 8 o'clock for our motivation series. Good girl. Excellent. So tell me, why is integrity, Rosemary, important in everything we do?
Yeah, it is so important because we can gain trust to our employers and employees. And or maybe our leaders, we can be, if we're gonna be a leader, that our members were gonna trust us, right? So that integrity is more important, and the become a trustworthy, be loyal and honest. Oh, that's it. I'm shaking right now. I'm so excited.
Oh, you don't have to be excited. This is part of being in BizTalk. This is what I want students to do. Everybody, this is what I mean by excited. This is a passionate student. Thank you, Rosemary. I'll talk to you again shortly.
Talking. Thank you for giving
My
me
pleasure.
a chance.
You're welcome. You're welcome. My pleasure. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, let's go on. Let's talk to another student here. I'm still waiting for Amal to answer my question about integrity. Is your microphone working now, Amal? Are you there? Yes or no? Go ahead. Unmute your microphone. Go
Hello,
ahead.
sir. Hello,
Good, you
sir.
fixed your microphone. Tell me, Amal, nice to see you again. Tell me, what does integrity mean to you? Go ahead.
I think integrity in professional networking means that you have to be honest to your customers, and you have to show that you're socializing with the other person.
Okay, tell me what you mean by socializing, because that becomes a very fine line. Socializing with your friends, boyfriend, girlfriend, or relatives is different to socializing with a business network.
Customers.
All right. So when you socialize with customers, is that the same as socializing with your best friend, or is there a level of distinction?
There's a level of distinction, because when you're talking to the customers, you have to be very honest. You have to eye contact. You have to talk properly and differently. The way you talk to your friends, you can't talk like that.
And you need to deliver a level of knowledge in what you're talking about.
Yes.
Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Very
yes,
good.
Sir.
Good to see you, Amal. I'll talk to you again shortly. Okay,
Goodbye,
you're welcome. I want to talk to the lady in yellow. She's wearing a beautiful yellow jacket today, and it's opened my eyes. Hello, Brulkan, nice to see you again. Good evening. Hi, how are you today, Brulkan? Hello, go ahead. I can't hear you, Brulkan. Speak up. Are you there? I can't hear you, Brulkan. Your microphone is muted. Can you unmute your microphone and talk to me? Go ahead. I can't hear you, Brulkan. Something wrong with your microphone. You need to unmute your microphone. I'll come back to you, ma'am. I'll come back to you. Your microphone is not working. Mr. Amala, could you help Burulkan? I'll come back to her. Go ahead, Burulkan. Speak up. Hello. I can't hear you, ma'am. There's something wrong with your microphone. I'll come back to you. Mr. Amala, please help the student. Okay, let's go to the next student. Let me talk to Tunyati. Hello, Tunyati. How are you today? Unmute your microphone, young lady. Good afternoon.
I'm pretty well. Good afternoon.
Tell me, Tunyati, what does integrity mean to you, and how does it play a key component in being able to have a successful professional network?
I think it's about gaining the trust from the customer, like being honest and being respectful and adhering to our values, and like how making positive decision even when no one else is looking at you.
Good, excellent. Now I'm going to make you think harder, Tun, because you look like a lady who wants to be challenged. Give me an example from you as a customer when you've gone somewhere and the person who served you did not earn your respect because they didn't show you knowledge or integrity about their job. Can you give me an example? Have you ever faced that problem?
Yes, of course. Once I got to the shop and they didn't, how should I say? They think that I can't buy it, you know?
Yeah.
And they treat me like, no, you can't afford it. So, but you call your manager and I'll be there, because you know what, at the time that shop owner is my friend. So
yes.
I use my authority to fire him.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question. When you go into a shop, should the shop assistant judge you on your appearance, or should they judge you on your behavior and knowledge? Because appearances can be deceiving. Is that right? Appearances can be deceiving. Okay. Let me tell you, the last time I went to buy a Rolex watch, I was wearing my ripped black t-shirt and a pair of ripped jeans and a $3,000 pair of Versace shoes. I walked into a Rolex boutique in Singapore and no one spoke to me. They ignored me. And then when I said, excuse me, I'm here to buy a watch, and I told them the series of the Rolex watch, he looked at me and he said, sir, that's a $65,000 watch. I said, yes, I know. And I've got an Amex card to pay for it. Do you have a watch or not? But he was too scared to talk to me because he had preconceptions about the way I was dressed. So therefore, he was not affording me the level of respect or the level of courtesy that I deserve. So for me as a customer, I found that he lacked integrity because he was making preconceived judgment about me as a customer. All of that plays a role in integrity.
Cover.
Absolutely. You never judge a book by its cover. You judge it by its content, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yes or no? The first time I met my wife sitting in a Singapore boardroom after I flew halfway across the world, after I met her on MIRC, the first time I met her, I went to a meeting where they were my clients and they had to sign a contract with me. Okay. And I did not know that this future wife of mine was the deputy chief operating officer of the company, deputy COO. And there was 30 people around her, all helping her. And she remained very quiet until day number 3, when we had to sign contracts. And I sat there and I said, I'm waiting for your COO to sign the contract. And she looked at me like Chun is looking at me now. I said, what do you mean you're waiting? I'm here. I look, sorry, you're the COO? For the last 3 days, you've said nothing. And she answered me just as Steve Jobs said. She said, I don't need to talk because I have a team of 30 people who are experts in their own field, and they're here to deliver the message for me. Now that they've done that, I'm ready to sign your agreement. But the funny thing about that, Toon, I not only signed the contract, 11 months later, I married her and I resigned from my previous job. So my former boss said, my biggest mistake, Wally, is to send you to Singapore to sign the contract, because not only did I get the business, but I lost one of my key men. So I lose all over because now I've got no one to deliver the contract. You're gone. Do you understand where I'm coming from when I talk about integrity? Now, you might say, Tun, that I lacked integrity because I resigned, right? That's what you're going to say? No, that's not fair, Tun. I fell in love.
It's not.
No, it's not. All right. So hold on. So what happened is at the end of 6 months, it was, I think, February, I called my boss and said, boss, I know I took 5 days leave to go to Singapore for a holiday, but I lied to you. I'm in love. I'm not coming back. I intend to get married. What did my boss say, Aman? You've heard this story before. My boss said, how can you ever get married? You got 9 girlfriends in the office chasing you. They're all secretaries and they all love you. I said, boss, I'm not coming back. I'm getting married. He said, are you serious? I said, yes. He said, so you need to give me a month's notice. I said, as a sign of respect and integrity, I will do my job online for the next 30 days. At the end of that 30 days, I will invite you and your wife to attend my wedding. What did my boss do? He said, of course, absolutely. So at the end of 30 days, he got an invitation to my wedding. I did a very respectful thing. I paid for his hotel room for him and his wife to stay in at the hotel where I got married. And as the wedding finished, he came to give the envelope with the money, the ang bao, to the bride and groom. And he looked at my wife and said, you're lucky to marry this guy. I just lost one of my key men. And my wife looked at him and said, do you know who I am? He said, no. She said, have you spoken to me before? He said, no. She said, I'm sorry, sir, you're wrong. I am the COO of XYZ. You're going to deliver my contract, which he got for you. My boss looked at me. He was startled. He said, hello, you came here to get the business, and then you gave me the flick, and now you don't want to work? Who's going to deliver the contract? I said, boss, I've fallen in love. I want to get married. Do you want me to remain single and a playboy all my life? He looked at me and he said, no. All right. And he forgave me. Now, hold on. You could argue that I did not have enough integrity. I should have stayed with that company till I finished the 1-year contract, right? Because I signed a contract with a client. But there's a different level of integrity. Integrity is about doing things to the best of your ability without leaving the customer at a loss. Okay, do you understand what I mean? So I'm trying to give you a distinction of integrity. Maybe it was a bad distinction. Maybe I did the wrong thing, but it was 33 years ago now. It's too late. And my former boss has passed away at 87, so he can't punish me anymore. All right, so integrity. And Tunyati gave you an excellent example. I'm going to ask Tunyati to play customer with me once more. Tunyati, you go in to buy a pair of shoes, all right? Pair of shoes. Now, what does every woman do when they go to buy a pair of shoes? They do something that starts with P, Tunyati, and I think you've learned this at a previous session, and I think Amal does it all the time. You procrastinate, right? You procrastinate. Procrastinate. What does procrastinate mean, Amal? Procrastinate is when you are afraid to make a decision because you're afraid that you're going to be wrong. Am I right or wrong? Am I right, Tunyati? You agree with me? Open your microphone, young lady. I'm talking to you. Don't close your microphone on me. Now you're showing me that you don't want to hear me. Open your microphone. Quickly, open your microphone. All right, open your microphone again. All right,
okay.
Good. Okay, so you understand what I mean by procrastination, Tunyati?
Yeah.
Okay, so Tunyati today went to Bikram's shoe store. Bikram is this good-looking guy wearing black leather jeans, black t-shirt, and he's working in this very high-end shoe store. The cheapest pair of shoes is $200 US, right? And Bikram has had a bad week. He hasn't sold any shoes. This week, his commission is going to be very low. So Tunyati picks up one pair of shoes. She said to him, "Do you think this looks nice on me?" He says, "Yes." Picks up another pair of shoes. Tunyati says, "Does this look nice on me?" "Of course, ma'am." So Tunyati's confused now. She's got two pairs of shoes in her hands. And she says, "Well, hold on, maybe I give this guy one more chance." She goes to the other side of the shoe shop like Amal, and she no longer picks red, purple, or orange. She goes and picks a black pair of shoes that her grandmother would wear. And she says to Bikram, "Young man, do you think this pair of shoes would look good on me?" And what does Bikram say? What does Bikram say? "Of course, ma'am. All three look good on you." Right, Bikram? What just happened to your credentials as a salesman, Bikram? You just went from good-looking Korean spunk to zero-looking old man that doesn't know how to sell shoes. Why? Because you did not portray a true picture to the customer. Am I right or wrong? Do you understand what I mean, Tunyati? Now, Tunyati, what do you think Bikram had to do in order to demonstrate respect, integrity, and knowledge? What should his answers have been? Shoe number one, of course. Definitely, ma'am. And number three, ma'am. Should he have said definitely every time, or what should he have done? Go ahead.
We should have honest with me. Like,
right,
this one is good for you, and this one a little bit small on you, or maybe like it's a little bit creepy on you. He should say like that to be not focusing on the amount of buying things from the shop, just focusing on the own customers, like how should I say, customers willing to wear that shoes, and like
Good. But let me add to that. What would happen if that really happened? Bikram would not sell a pair of shoes that day. Why? Because Tunyati, being a woman, no disrespect to women, she would procrastinate and say, "Hold on, this guy said all three look good on me. So that means I'm confused. I need to go to another shoe shop." Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you, Tunyati. I'll talk to you again soon. So does everybody understand what I mean about knowledge, competence, respect, and integrity? Yes or no? Everybody, wave your hands. Excelente, excelente, excelente. All right, let's talk to Shakil. Shakil, you're married, aren't you, Shakil? You're married? Mr. Shakil, open your microphone. Mr. Shakil? Open your microphone, Shakil.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Are you married, Shakil?
No, sir. I'm not married yet.
All right. Have you bought a car recently, Shakil?
No, I own a motorbike.
You own a motorbike. Okay, very good example. When you bought the motorbike, was it brand new or secondhand?
It was a brand new.
And how many shops did you go to?
First I searched online, and then I found the retail shop, which is for the particular brand I want to purchase. Then I went only one shop. Yeah.
Okay, when you went to that shop, did the salesman know what you were talking about, or did you not ask any technical questions?
Yeah, I did ask about the 2 to 3 models, and then he explained to me like what are the differences, and according to my consumptions, I'm gonna use that bike. So I bought one. Yeah.
Okay, can I ask you, do you have any regrets about buying that bike? Have you had any regrets? Did you buy the wrong bike, or are you happy with the bike?
Not really, but after purchasing it, I somehow noticed a fault in it. But
Okay.
then after purchasing, I got it fixed. Yeah, I
Okay.
couldn't notice it while doing it.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
that's
Shakil, this
wrong.
is the important question. Do you think that that salesman worked with integrity, or should he have told you about that fault beforehand? That is the big question I'm coming to. What is your answer?
Yes, obviously he would have told me about it, because that's what the fairness in the business means. So you have to give the full information of whatever you're selling. Otherwise, you would lose not only the customer, but the integrity, and no more
Okay.
customer will be.
Okay, if you had to buy another bike, would you go back to the same salesman or not?
Most probably not. Yeah.
Good, excellent. Thank you, Shakil. Please don't make that mistake when you pick a wife, all right? Please make sure you pick the right wife, because there's no second chances, all right, Shakil? And you two girls, don't pick the wrong husband, all right? Okay, good on you guys. All right, thank you. All right, guys. So respect, integrity, knowledge, and competence, okay? If you have competence, you must have knowledge, and it shouldn't be pre-assumed knowledge. It should be up-to-date knowledge. Do we all understand that? Yes or no? Yes or no? Good, excellent, wonderful. Let's go on. Go on. So we spoke about respect. Let's talk about let's talk about, even if I don't say self-motivation, let's talk about emotional intelligence, because self-motivation is part of emotional intelligence. Number one element of emotional intelligence is self-awareness, the ability to recognize and understand your own emotions. So if you're insecure, you're going to take that insecurity with you to your professional network, and they're not going to want to be in the same professional circle as you. Number two, self-regulation, which comes back to integrity. Ability to regulate your behavior and manage your emotions, okay? Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay. Number three, motivation. You have to have a passion to fulfill your inner needs and goals. Let me give you an example of a part of emotional intelligence. Do you all know what a flight attendant is? What is a flight attendant? You know, the girl that looks after you on a Boeing 747, the girl that looks after you every time you fly on a plane, yes or no? Okay, many years ago, I used to be responsible for recruiting flight attendants for one of the world's biggest airlines. I used to travel the world. I only did it for 6 months. And I used to interview 3,000 or 4,000 girls to actually see if they're good enough to become flight attendants. Emotional intelligence was a big test, right? Because as a flight attendant, if you go on a plane and a hunk like John Travolta gets on a plane, you can't start getting emotional and showing him treatment over all the other guys on the plane. Okay, so during my 6 months, they recruited 3 of these girls. There was an American girl, there was a Filipino girl, and there was another girl from Spain or somewhere. And they all went through the same batch of training. And in the first 3 months, the 3 girls got fired. Do you know why they got fired? Because they were found having a relationship with a passenger from their flight. Okay? The airline found out that after they got off the flight, they became friends with a passenger, and that passenger became their boyfriend or whatever it was, and that passenger stopped flying with the airline because he was afraid that his flight attendant girlfriend would get into trouble. So the airline found out and they fired the 3 girls. In the meantime, they had already lost 3 frequent business passengers, and because the girls were fired, do you think the boyfriends came back? No, they lost them as customers as well, right? Because those 3 girls could not control their emotions on the job. They overstepped the mark of professional integrity as flight attendants. Do you understand that, everyone? Yes or no? Does everybody understand what means to step the mark or cross the line? Do you understand what I mean, Hermina? Thank you. All right, let's go on, guys. The other element of emotional intelligence is what we call empathy. Can anybody here tell me, what does empathy mean? It means the ability to understand how others are feeling. So let's talk about that. How can you show empathy when you're trying to create a professional social network? How can you show empathy to other members of that network? Can anyone tell me? Let's talk to Rosemary. I'm sure Rosemary can answer. Hi, Rosemary. How can you demonstrate empathy in a professional social network? Go ahead. You need to unmute your microphone, please. Hi. Can you unmute your microphone? You're muted. I can't hear you. I can't hear a word you're saying, ma'am. You're muted. Hi.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. So
Hi.
how can you show empathy during social networking at a professional level?
Having to have empathy first. You have to ask first what are they feeling, and you have to look also for my experience. I need to know if I be the one on their shoes. I have to know about their feelings so I can be understood. What are they feeling about?
So when you show empathy, you need to respect what they have to say, not have preconceived ideas. Is that right?
Yes.
Good, excellent. Thank you very much. Does anybody else want to add to that? Do you all agree? Is that the way you show empathy? Go ahead. Bilkram, do you agree that that's the correct way to show empathy in professional social networking?
In my opinion, sir, I would say listen to the customer carefully at first and understand them, what concern they are trying to portray, and accordingly give a solution to them.
Okay, great. Excellent. You're on the right track. Thank you very much. Okay, let's go on, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so let's talk about it. So let's start narrowing this down the funnel of social networking. So now that you understand all these important ingredients in being able to build a professional social network, I want you to start thinking, what are the rewards of having a professional social network? What are they? Let's talk about them quickly. I want everybody to give me one idea. What can a social network add to your fortune or you to becoming richer? What can a social network bring? Can anyone tell me? Wave your hands if you think you can tell me. Come on, all of you can tell me. Okay, good, excellent, lovely, lovely, excellent. Who's gonna be the first one to talk to me? Jaisel, tell me, what can a professional network do for your success to become a millionaire? What can a professional network do for you?
Well, the fact that we are dealing in a business, we really need professional network. You cannot do a business without network, right?
Right.
So definitely, yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead. If you have the right social network, how can they benefit your business? Tell me.
I'm sorry.
If you have the right social network, professional network, how can they add value to your business? Is it by people buying more, by spreading reputation? How do you think they bring value to your business?
Well, there's always a saying that one of the marketing strategy is the power of mouth. So it brings and adds value and credibility to the company.
Very good. That's exactly the words I was looking for, word of mouth. Thank you so much. You're absolutely right. One of the biggest advantages of having a professional social network is word of mouth. Thank you. Thank you. You got the answer perfect. Thank you. All right. So does everybody know what I mean by word of mouth? What do I mean by word of mouth? Letitia, what does word of mouth mean? Letitia, tell me. Go ahead, Letitia. Open your microphone, Letitia, now. Are you there, Letitia? Hi. What do we mean by word of mouth, Letitia?
Word of mouth is the transfer of information from another person to another person.
Okay. And do you think that word of mouth can add value to your business or to your professional success?
Yes, it is.
Good. Excellent. Thank you. Good. Thank you, Letitia. Good stuff. Excellent. Okay, guys. So we've discovered here. Sorry, Letitia, you need to mute your microphone. There's an echo. Can you mute your microphone? Thank you, Letitia. So we've discovered here that word of mouth is one of the greatest assets that can be brought back from a social professional network. Word of mouth. Let's go on. So we all agree that empathy, motivation, self-regulation, and self-awareness are critical. But the more important one is social skills, being able to interact with others. And remember, in order for you to have all of this, you have to have knowledge, in order to have confidence, in order to feel as if you have the ability to answer questions. You need to have all of this in order for you to fulfill the equation of emotional intelligence. Okay, what are the traits required for integrity? Let's talk about them because you've already answered them for me. In order to have integrity, you must always express gratitude when others help you. You should always value honesty and openness, and you should deliver honesty and openness to the people in your professional social network or your customers. You need to be responsible and accountable for your actions, good or bad, which is what we've covered already. You need to be respectful of yourself and the others around you, whether they're your competitors, your equals, or your customers. You need to be reliable and trustworthy. You need to help those in need without sacrificing your own, whether sacrificing your job or your health. Usually, integrity traits always show that somebody is patient and flexible. Now, to be patient and flexible, you need to show empathy. You need to have the ability to understand how others are feeling. You need to be able to regulate and manage your emotions. All right. Does everybody understand what the ingredients of integrity are? Yes or no? Does everybody understand it? Wave your hands for me, please. Come on, wave your hands. Good, excellent, Jaisel. Good, excellent, Jaisel. All right. So if we talk about this, first, before we talk about this, let's go back to the elements that we described earlier. Appropriateness, okay? Competence, knowledge, conscientiousness, integrity, respect, emotional intelligence, all right? And appropriateness. You need to know how to behave at the right place at the right time, which again comes to a competence or an ingredient of emotional intelligence. How to behave at the right place at the right time is part of being self-aware. Ability to recognize and understand how you should behave at the right place at the right time. And the last one is what we call confidence. In order to show your confidence, first you must have the confidence to define your goal. What is the result you're after? You have to be able to set down a timetable to achieve those goals. You need to be able to measure those results to make sure that you've achieved those goals, and you need to be able to adjust along the way if you're not successful. Does everybody understand what I mean by the need for confidence? Yes or no? Confidence is the final element. And confidence is like the icing on the chocolate cake. Because if you don't put chocolate icing on a chocolate cake, then it's not a 5-star chocolate cake. It's just a boring old dry chocolate cake. Who eats chocolate cake with no chocolate icing? I don't. Okay? It's like eating chicken adobo without chicken. Does everybody understand what I mean by confidence? Yes or no? Wave your hands to me, please. Confidence. Everyone, wave your hands. Okay, good. Does anybody here like eating chocolate cake without chocolate icing? Put your hand up. Without chocolate icing, Iris? Come on, you have to have chocolate icing. Good girl, excellent. Okay, what about you, Jaisel? Do you like the icing or no icing? Open your microphone, Jaisel. Hi, Jaisel. Unmute your microphone. Unmute your microphone. I can't hear you. Okay, tell me, you like it with icing or without?
Definitely with icing.
Why do you like it? Okay, tell me why. Explain. Why is it better with icing? Tell me. It tastes better?
Yes.
You taste the real...
Sweet, but with icing, it's sweeter.
Right. So that means it's the same as your level of confidence. If you don't have knowledge, you don't have belief in yourself, you don't have the right level of empathy, you don't have the right level of motivation, you will not have the level of confidence required to build a professional social network. Jaisel, where are you from? Are you from the Philippines, right?
Yes, sir. Originally from the Philippines, but I'm currently here in United Arab Emirates.
That's okay. I've lived in the Emirates too, and I know what it's like. But let's talk about the Philippines. When you eat adobo, all right? When you eat chicken adobo, which is my favorite food, I'm sure you know by now, all right? And your mother cooks adobo, it tastes one particular taste. Your auntie cooks adobo, it tastes different. And your other grandmother cooks adobo, it tastes different, right? But what is one element that makes it adobo? What is the most important ingredient of adobo?
The soy sauce.
Excellent. And
yes.
If they don't put the right amount of soy sauce and the right amount of vinegar, it's no longer adobo. It just becomes chicken and black sauce and no taste, right?
Yeah.
So the people that cook adobo have to have a certain level of confidence, right? And you would confirm to me that no two women in the Philippines make adobo taste the same, because your mother's hand is bigger or smaller than your hand. And the way she pours soy sauce might be more than you, right? So when your dad eats adobo and Jaisel made it, your dad will say, soy sauce not right. Your mother cooks adobo and he'll say, my beautiful wife made adobo. And he'll look at you, Jaisel, and say, daughter, why can't you cook like your mother? Am I right or wrong, Jaisel?
Might be.
Might be.
I was just scared of my mom.
Good on you, mate. Good on you. I just wanted to share an example. So you're talking about confidence. Everyone, do you all understand that? Yes or no? Okay. Let me give you another level of confidence to our students from Vietnam. Who's from Vietnam? Wave your hand. We've got a few students here from Vietnam. There you go. All right. So those students from Vietnam, if you go to a Vietnam pho shop to eat soup, you all know what pho is. It's soup with a clear broth and chicken or beef. And the art of eating pho is the soup must be clean like water, but it must have the flavor of chicken or beef, right? Now, if you go to a pho shop and the water is yellow because it's chicken soup, it's not pho, it's chicken soup. All right. So it's the difference between making something normal and having the level of confidence to be an expert in your area. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Wave your hands, everyone. Okay, good. Excellent. All right. If I ask Mr. Amala if he goes out to eat biryani in India, and he goes to a new shop that Wally opened to cook biryani. Wally is an Australian. I don't know how to cook biryani. I put the rice in the rice cooker, add curry powder, hot water, and hope for the best. Now, Mr. Amala will eat my biryani once and then go and tell his friends, ah, he's an Australian. He can't cook. Don't go to his shop. The only reason you go to his shop is when he gives you free food. Don't pay for it. So do I have the level of confidence to cook biryani? I don't. Okay. Does Mr. Amala have the level of confidence to cook biryani? He doesn't, because he has a mother and wife that cook for him. He doesn't even know how to cook. He probably only eats instant noodles or chapati because he buys it from the shop. Am I right? There you go. All right. Okay. Amal probably doesn't know how to cook. Amal probably relies on mummy and daddy to cook for her, or she puts my food in the microwave. Am I right, Amal? The microwave? Yeah, I know, Amal, I could tell. All right, so you all have this issue with level of confidence, but let's stop talking about your level of confidence as individuals. I want you to start focusing on your level of inner confidence as professionals moving forward in your life. Don't tell me, Gallardo or Cindy, that you're too young. You're not, because you're looking towards a future, a professional career. If you don't start asking yourself, do I have the level of confidence required to be a successful businesswoman? Do I have the professional confidence to get the job that I want? Then you will forever not be successful. Do you understand that, Hermina? Good on you. Do you understand that, Mary Grace? You've been very quiet today, Mary Grace. I want to see your beautiful smile, young lady. Smile for me. Good girl, beautiful. All right, does everybody understand what I've said so far? Yes or no? All right, good. Okay, so if I talk about professional confidence, let's talk about Steve Jobs. Does everybody think that Steve Jobs had professional confidence when he took over Apple? He did. Steve Jobs made Apple one of the most powerful and richest companies in the world. Do you think he could have done that without confidence? No, because he would have questioned every decision he made. Steve Jobs had confidence because he believed in the knowledge he had accumulated from the people that work for him. Steve Jobs said, do not pay someone to do a job and tell them how to do it. Pay them to do a job, set them targets, and let them show you how good they are. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Wave your hands, everyone. Thank you. Excellent, excellent. Let's go back to my presentation. So what are the core elements that we've spoken about today? They include respect, integrity, knowledge, confidence, emotional intelligence, all of that. By finding ways to strengthen each of those core elements or attributes in yourself, you as individuals will become more confident. You will learn how to act professionally wherever you find yourself working, either tomorrow, today, or in the future. What are key elements of creating a professional social network? Please, no need to write these down. You will get this PowerPoint with your certificate, provided you've had your camera switched on. Number one, start with international social media outreach using a platform such as LinkedIn or Instagram. Facebook, I used to recommend, but Facebook is not as powerful these days. It's been watered down. Make sure you try to collaborate with people from all different parts of the world. Don't only collaborate with people locally. Attend a range of in-person events. If you want to be a hairstylist, go to hair shows. If you want to be a lawyer, make sure you go to every opportunity to attend legal lectures or sit in court and watch a trial. If you want to be an astronaut, join a community that focuses on astronauts. If you're not sure about something that is happening in your professional community, ask for help. Don't pretend to know. Form as many social network partnerships as you can on as many platforms as you can. Don't only connect in a social setting, connect based on your intelligence, your knowledge, and your confidence from your educational background and from your educational perspective. Don't pretend that you don't know. Don't pretend that you know everything. Why should you do it through social networks? Because social network platforms allow you as people and allow companies to connect with one another and communicate and share information about an area of the same interest. In a social platform, in a social network, people that join that network are usually of the same profile. For example, Giselle loves high-heeled shoes, so she joins the Kardashians, you know, the Kardashian girls who are fashion gurus. She might want to one day own a fashion store, so she might join their circle. All right, so people usually go to social networks that have the same interests as them. Social network platforms are typically accessed via a web browser or mobile application. Some of the social platforms that are highly recommended for professional networking are LinkedIn or LinkedIn Premium. Now, as I said earlier, LinkedIn is a very good medium, but LinkedIn Premium costs more and it allows you more benefits to connect with more people. Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and further down the list, then Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram for Business, and BuzzFeed. All right, now a lot of people are now talking about other forms of social media that are around, but these are the most prominent ones. These are the ones that are most successful in building social media platforms from a professional perspective. What are the benefits of social networking? What are the benefits of professional networking? The most important benefit would be shared knowledge. Everybody would know, and Amal would know, that 2 heads are better than 1 and 4 heads are better than 2. If Amal had asked my advice before she went into business last time, she would have been more successful. But she thought she knew it all. But now she has learned. I'm sure you've learned, Amal. Okay, by building a social business network, you will have access to many different heads that can help you to navigate through tough business challenges. And you're all lucky because you got my head. If you ever have a question, you can ask me. These collaborations provide you with the benefit of sharing information with others. Okay, they also provide you to actually gain experience from other people who have been in your shoes or in the shoes that you're trying to wear, and maybe have hands-on experience before you either fail or suffer because of a bad judgment. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Does everybody understand that? Very good. Thank you. All right. Okay. Does everybody understand what I just said? Everyone? Do you understand, Amal? Can you wave your hand? Thank you. All right. Let's go on. In addition, you can enjoy the benefits of seeing things from many different perspectives. For example, if you're a makeup artist, you can see pictures of some of the famous makeup art that one of your industry colleagues in your professional network has done and get ideas. You can learn how to navigate the trails from those more successful makeup artists who have already achieved fame. And by doing that, you reduce the time that you need to learn and become successful. You actually climb the success curve much faster. You reduce the number of mistakes you're going to make, and you reduce the element of being able to make a mistake because you gain more knowledge through your professional network, which will reduce the risk of you making a mistake. The next big thing is opportunities. Professional social networking will open many more opportunities. And opportunities, word of mouth, is one of the most valuable opportunities that you can have when you're trying to build personal brand or business networking. Not only can you benefit from referral traffic you are bound to get, but you can also find additional opportunities through joint ventures, partnerships, and other opportunities that arise through word of mouth. One of the strongest advantages of professional social networking. The other thing about promotion or about the benefits of professional social networking is word of mouth, which I've already said 3 times. Word of mouth is the most valuable and the most powerful way to build your personal brand or your business brand. While most business owners believe that word of mouth advertising only happens when customers pass the word about their experience with your business, that is not right. It also happens when one business owner refers their customers to your business for services they might need. How does that other business owner know? Through professional networking. Ladies and gentlemen, word of mouth, word of promoting your personal brand or your business to other people in the same industry circles or in the same demographic circles will help you build customers and build international exposure. One of your international colleagues might say to a customer, "I'm sorry, I can't help you in Taiwan. I live in Turkey. Let me refer you to one of my industry colleagues and she will be able to help you." Amal would get the business because she's in that part of the world. All right. You need to invest in making relationships, and the business aspect will come later. If you don't have a business, start focusing on building your personal brand, that you're graduating in business or you're about to become a postgraduate in business, postgraduate diploma. Start building contacts through LinkedIn, through social media, saying that you're about to graduate, you're looking for a better opportunity in a business related field. I graduate in 3 months, I graduate in 4 months, I'll have a postgraduate qualification from Singapore. Start using that if you don't already have a job or don't already have a business. Ladies and gentlemen, professional success comes through professional social networking. I would like to ask you all to join me and my colleague, Mr. Benson Ma, on Monday, the 17th of April at 8 p.m. for a 1-hour informal, exciting motivation session. Very informal, very highly powered. You'll all get involved and I will be there to say hello. Please, if I am helping you, help me by coming to the motivation session so you can be more successful. Remember, everybody needs motivation. Every single one of us needs motivation. I even need motivation, right? Remember, I keep telling you, if you want me to talk about another subject, if you enjoy my sessions, motivate me by putting thumbs up on social media, do it every time. Because if you don't do it, I don't get motivated to come back next week. Do you all understand that? Now, you also need motivation, but the level of motivation or type of motivation you need is different. We need to motivate you to how to become as successful as us, how to become successful as Mr. Benson Ma, an entrepreneur who's clocked millions, all right? All of these people will teach you the secrets of how they got motivated. I'm still learning. So please, it's only going to take 1 hour on Monday night. If you really, really respect what I'm telling you, I want to see every single one of you at 8 o'clock on Monday at the motivation session. I want you all to wave your hands and promise me that you'll be there 8 o'clock on Monday. Now, everyone wave your hands. Everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, moving forward to our next BizTalk, which is not next week, the week after, we're going to start talking about how to earn the respect of customers, because I think a lot of you have said to me, you don't know how to earn the respect of customers. We're going to talk about that. That will be one of the subjects we'll cover next month. We have 2 BizTalks next month. One of them will be earning the respect of customers, and again, focusing on customer centricity. I've received about 10 messages asking for me to do another session on that. And then after that, we're going to go on and talk about the micro dynamics in adjusting your business model to meet certain economic demands in today's business world, which is a very advanced subject, which takes us one step beyond what we've learned in the past about building a business plan. All right. If anybody else has any ideas about a BizTalk they'd like to hear from me or one of my colleagues, please send me a message in WhatsApp and just say, I'm Sarah Akan from BizTalk Saturday, and I would really appreciate if you could teach us this, okay? And we'll arrange that for you, all right? Let me answer some questions. Okay, who have I got here? Anybody with their hand up? Put your hand up so I can answer your questions. Let's go. Maria, do you have a question, Maria? Unmute your microphone, Maria. Good afternoon, Maria. How are you today?
Hello, sir.
Hi.
Good afternoon. Because just I'm unable to come the BizTalk, so but I try to coming to listen. So
no worries.
Because I know the topic is very interesting.
Okay,
and
great.
Course, yes,
excellent.
It's motivating for me. Yes, I'm
Maria,
totally for the business. Yes, sir.
Please make sure you join us on Monday night, because Monday night will be even more interesting, 8 o'clock on Monday night. And shortly, I'll put up that PowerPoint and ask you all to take a picture of it now, because I don't want anybody to say, oh, I'm sorry, sir, I forgot. Or Amal to say, oh, sorry, sir, I forgot to set my alarm clock. Or Maravik to say, sorry, sir, I didn't write down the link. Or Amala to say, sorry, sir, I was too busy eating my chapati and curry. I forgot it was 8 o'clock. All right. I don't want any excuses,
Yes,
Hermina. I want to see you all attend motivation at 8 o'clock on Monday, the 17th of April. Do we have a deal? Everybody wave your hands. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, let me show you the PowerPoint now, and everybody's going to take a picture of it now. Okay, everyone, picture, please. Everyone, picture. The Zoom link is there. The Zoom link is there. Everybody, Monday, 8 p.m. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Stay with me for a minute and I'll give you a link for Monday night in the chat box. You can copy it and paste it. Stay with me for one moment. Okay, everybody, I'm going to the chat box in Zoom now, and I'm going to post the link for everyone. Please make sure you take it down now. Don't give me any excuses on Monday. I'll be very angry if some of you don't show up. All right, everybody got the link? Take a picture. I want to see everybody now. Copy and paste the link. No excuses. 8 o'clock on Monday. Does everybody hear me? Rosalind, Ramya? Thank you. Beatrice? Beatrice Moyd? Good, excellent. Thank you, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, from me, Wally Rauda, it's been my absolute pleasure talking to a group of motivated and inspired students. I look forward to seeing you all at the next BizTalk or next leadership session. I look forward to seeing you on Monday, the 17th of April at 8 o'clock for a 1 hour full of excitement, informal motivation session, which I promise you, you'll go to sleep full of new ideas. Remember, motivation is something that you all need, because if you didn't need motivation, you'd be millionaires. You'd be Steve Jobs or the man that owned Amazon. All right, Jeff Bezos. None of you are Jeff Bezos. None of you are Steve Jobs. You all need freaking motivation. Do you agree with me? Yes or no? Yes or no? Wave your hands. I love you all. From Wally Rauder here in Singapore, I thank you for joining me for BizTalk. I hope that what you've learned today is something you'll take with you the next time you bake a chocolate cake. All right, remember, a chocolate cake without chocolate is not a chocolate cake. A chocolate cake without icing has no confidence. And chicken adobo without soy sauce, as our dear student told us, is not the same. All right, a Saturday afternoon without BizTalk is boring. Right? Okay. Okay, take care, everyone. I'll see you in the next meeting we're going to have on Monday at 8 o'clock for a 1 hour informal, inspirational motivation session. Otherwise, take care, everybody. God bless you all. I love you all. You'll receive your certificate if you've got your camera switched on, together with the PowerPoint on Monday. Thank you, everybody. Good afternoon. God bless you all.